Hey you guys, Laura here, certified personal trainer and Pilates instructor, and today we are going to be doing a 10-minute Pilates core focus flow that requires no equipment and can literally be done from anywhere. So go ahead and join me. We are going to be starting with our half rollback in a seated position. For a half rollback, we have our feet connected to the floor, knees pointed up to the sky. Let's go ahead and start by having our hands just right behind our big thigh bones here. Bent elbows, pull yourself up to a tall seated position, and then scoop the belly button in. Imagine your pelvis is a wheel to take you backwards. We're gonna get that lower back to touch onto the floor, and then exhale, bring yourself back up to the sky. And we go again. Pull that belly button in away from the front of your shirt. Feel those lower abdominals engage. And then bring yourself back up to the top. We're going to go 4 more times. If you want to, go ahead, release those hands. It makes it a little bit more challenging as you don't have those arms to help you on your legs. Last one here. Keep those feet connected to the floor, and we're gonna lay all the way back down to the ground. Once you're to the ground, take your hands, bring them behind your head. I'm gonna pull my feet a little bit closer to my seat, to my bottom, and then from here we go into our C curls, feet down. Lift the head, neck, and shoulders up and forward, look over your knees, and then resist the head back down to the ground. Think about trying to lift your chest bone, lift your shoulder blades off of the floor versus trying to take your face closer to your thighs. My eye gaze is diagonally upwards towards the ceiling here. And as I curl upwards, I feel like that lower back is lengthening along the floor. It's not smashing down. I just feel it take away that little low back gap as I'm in that C curl position. We're going to go for about 2 more times for a total of 10. You're more than welcome to stay here with the feet down as we continue. Otherwise, join me with your legs in a tabletop position. Tabletop, we've got knees stacked right over the hips, and we go again for another set of 10. I have my hands interlaced behind my head so that my neck is supported here, creating a nice little hammock. My inner thighs are glued together so that there's energy with my legs. Toes pointed or flexed, up to you, personal preference. We're gonna go for about 3 more. I use that exhale to help me levitate my chest bone up. And after that last one, we're gonna rest the head down and take the feet back down to the ground. Next up, we're gonna take our hands down by the sides of our body. You wanna have your head nice and long against the floor. So if you have a ponytail or something, you might wanna adjust that so that the back of the head could be on the floor. And then from here, meet me with your legs back in tabletop. You can cross the legs over from the ankles here. That's for a level 1 position, or you can go ahead and straighten your legs upwards to the sky for that level 2 position. Level 1, we're going to do a rollover prep. So from here, I imagine that I'm trying to lift my tailbone upwards towards the ceiling. My knees inadvertently are going to come up and over towards my shoulders. For that level 2 position, those legs are straight. Push into those hands and think about trying to take those toes upwards towards the sky. I've already done 5. We're going to go to 8 here. Chest is open. I press my triceps into the ground. And after those 8, your feet can relax back to the floor and lengthen your legs along the floor here. Arms reach up. And we go into our roll up. From here, reach your hands backwards, nice and long like a pencil on the ground. Hands come back up to the sky, then tuck your chin to chest. Push those feet into the ground as you roll yourself over as if you're going to touch your toes. From here, that pelvis is a wheel again. We're going to start to roll backwards, bone by bone by bone. Head touches the mat. Find those long arms, biceps by the ears. And we go again, only going for 5. Pull the belly backwards as you try to take yourself up and forward. And what I mean by pulling it backwards is I literally try to imagine that I'm trying to pull it away from my shirt and away from where that front button on the jeans would go. I think about trying to squeeze my legs together as well as push my big leg bones into the ground. So not just my feet, but my upper thigh bones as well. Exhale as you come up. Next one is going to be your last one, and we're going to end laying down on the floor. We lay downwards towards the ground. Meet me in that laying down position. And then once you're in that laying down position, we're going to go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. I'm going to move just so that I'm in the center of my mat again. So from here, knees into chest, my head, neck, and shoulders are lifted, and we go into our series of 5 here. First one, single leg stretch. One knee comes in towards the same side shoulder, and I hold on to that front of that shin, and then we switch legs here. Think about reaching the foot out and away towards the wall that's in front of you. And as you try to push that leg away from you, feel that glute engage. I have about 9, one more each side. You can always rest your head if you need to. Second one, double leg stretch, both knees are in. And then as we reach the legs away, I want you to reach your arms to a challenging position for you. So for me, that's going to be reaching my arms backwards and away from my toes. But for you, maybe as you reach those legs away, your hands come down by the sides of your hips. The more up and over it goes, the more challenging it's going to be. So pick one that feels good for you, where you feel it in your front of your stomach and not in your lower back. So that same thing applies for where your legs go in space. We're going to go 2 more times. And after that last one, if you need to rest your head, rest it. Otherwise, we go one leg straight up to the sky, one leg reaching away. My foot is hovering here. Now I see if I can curl up a little bit more towards my thigh. Once I'm there, I switch my straight legs. Maybe for you, your legs don't get all the way straight, and that's okay. Go to where it feels comfortable for you and your body. So if that's a little bit of a bent leg, hands behind your thigh, give it a little hug, and then switch the leg for me. We are trying to stretch the hamstring here for the leg that's reaching upwards towards the sky. And we still have our glute engaged for the leg that's reaching long on the horizon. We want to try to hold either behind the calf or behind the upper thigh bone and not behind the knee to help protect it. We're going to go one more each side. And then once those 10 sets are done, meet me with those legs back up at the sky, and then your hands are going to come behind your head. Once again, we have it like a hammock supporting that neck. Legs are together. Long legs are going to try to come downwards towards the ground. Exhale, long legs come up to the sky. Maybe for you, you have to bend those knees. You can't be in a straight leg position. And then you can just think about pushing those thigh bones away from you. Exhale, lift those thigh bones right back in. This bent leg position is a nice position to help protect that lower back. We want that low back to be nice and long along the floor. That shorter leg is going to create a shorter level, making it feel more possible for you to hold your legs up in space. I have 7. We're going to go for 3 more times. Deepen those lower abs as those legs come up. Bend your knees in and rest your feet to the floor. From here for our crisscross, I like to do it with my feet down. So we've got an option here. Feet stay down, hands still interlaced. You lift the head, neck, and shoulders up to the diagonal and then lower yourself back down. Then we switch to the opposite side. Your pelvis stays steady. That's one of the reasons why I like to keep my feet down, because a lot of times when I'm teaching clients, I see that their pelvis and their knees are wiggling all over the place. It's not staying at their midline. And so it's not really actually engaging through your core, through your obliques as much as it could be. If you want to advance, as you twist over, we lift one of those legs up to tabletop, but you want to make sure it's hugging your midline and then lower back down. And again, we lift the leg up as you twist and then rest the head, neck, and shoulders down. So what I mean about hugging your midline is you want to make sure that that knee that's lifting up stays inside of your pelvis, inside of your hip width line. We're gonna go for one more each side, putting us at about a total of 10. And then once we're there, we're gonna flip over onto our belly side. So go ahead and flip over to that belly side for me. Once you're on that belly button side, you're gonna extend your arms long and also extend your feet long here. We're gonna start with that forehead connected to the ground. See if you can make your arms grow long out of your armpit pockets and your hips grow long out of your hip sockets. And then once you're there, I want you to levitate both your hands and your feet up from the floor. So we lift them up, and I want you to hold them there. Just a little isometric hold here, engaging through the glutes and engaging through that upper back. I did say that this was a core focus class, and your core also includes both your glutes and that upper back complex. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and then lower everything down. This time we're going to try to do the same thing and also lift the head, neck, and shoulders. I want to be sure that your hips still stay connected to your mat and we're not arching from that lower back. So you can always go back to that first variation that I showed you just moments ago. From here we get started. Lift the arms and legs, hand your chest. I'm looking at the floor. I'm not looking in front of me. And I'm trying to reach my arms away from my toes. And that also helps to keep that tension out of my lower back. I also think that my hip bones, my pubic bone, is pressing down into the floor as well. We're holding for 3, 2, 1, and then lower everything down. You're more than welcome to stay with that. Otherwise, we're going to upgrade this into our swimming. We lift up into that Superman hold, arms, legs, and chest. And then from here, we alternate the lifting and lowering of our diagonal parts. Right arm, left leg, then lower. Left arm, right leg, then lower. Now I'm going to stop cueing that, and we're going to pick up that tempo. We swim, 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 swim. Make sure those hips are still steady along the floor. Belly button is trying to pull in and up away from that shirt again. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the floor, and then pull yourself back into a child's pose stretch. Head goes to the mat, tailbone is backwards. So delicious. And then once you are done, you are all done. So a very quick and simple routine. I say simple because it's not necessarily easy. You definitely feel that burn in your stomach, at least I did. What I really like about that series is it's a really great way to move your body, get engaged into your full body, and doesn't really take that long, so you can still enjoy your travels if you're on vacation. And it's also really great to tack on after a weightlifting session or after a cardio session, which is what I like to do with my running clients. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you want to see more content that's just like this. And if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube page, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can get notified on when I post up new videos. And if you're on Instagram, I'd love to connect there. My Instagram handle is Laura.Melgar.Fitness. I post regularly on how to help you improve and work towards your fitness goals while eliminating that injury cycle. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, let's go ahead and connect there. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.